Dawson Rider Review.
Hey YouTube, Dawson Rider here. Welcome to my review for Mashin Sentai Kiramager episode 25. I believe this is 25. And this was a good episode. Unexpectedly more plot-heavy episode. Ever since the end of the Curing the Curse arc, we've had a little bit of a handful of fillers. Not that they haven't been, for the most part, enjoyable, but, you know, it's taken us a little bit longer than usual to get into the next main arc. And this was the start of it. And it kind of started off like it was going to be more of a filler arc, maybe a little mini arc, but then it took me by surprise by kickstarting another new arc potentially for some stuff through the rest of the series, which was really cool. So basically when Sayo shows up, she finds out that they're wanting to collect the rest of those stones to basically make a Dragon Ball wish to restore Crystalia, which is a classic Dragon Ball wish, destroying a blown up planet. And so Juru and the others are off on a quest to go find it, and they find this old dojo, and they're like reenacting the Ho episode from Pokemon Journeys this season, and they talk about how Juru used to be obsessed with his legend and stuff, but there's another new person obsessed with his legend and power, this mysterious, really stoic girl that Tamateo has a crush on throughout the episode. And they do wind up finding the stone, and they're super excited about it. And I think this happened later, but then they get called away because the monster of the week is, it's a bomb monster! And they're fighting him, and he has a little bit of performance anxiety problems. And then they go back to looking for the stone. I think that's when they actually find the stone later. And then they also run into one of those, like, stone monsters that they accidentally awaken, and Silver's having a hard time defeating it. And during all this, Tamateo is excited to see the stoic girl again, and he's like, obviously they're setting something up here where she's like having a hard time understanding humans, and she keeps referring to people as humans like an alien or a villain would, and he's explaining to her, like, you know, what humans are like. And honestly, I didn't expect necessarily her to be a full villain when we first met her. I thought she was going to be somehow tied to this legend and the debut of something new, or maybe like a third wild card factor. But then she took like special notice of Silver's morpher, and she makes herself the Udon changer out of clay. You know, the one they used for Dark Caramel Silver. They're like, yo, this is coming out of Premium Bandai, we only used it once, we gotta show this thing off. Like, honestly, I feel like they probably did that because maybe they were supposed to use that arc longer, but they're using that, and she contacts the villains, and like, oh crap, she's actually involved with the main villains like Garza and the other guy, MacGruber, or whatever his name is. And so that was kind of surprising. And then later when the bomb marksman attacks again, they're like, damn girl, what you doing here? She shows up there, and they're fully confirmed that she's working with them, and she transforms, and I'm like, okay. Because I haven't been seeking out spoilers or anything outside of, you know, scans that will show new mecha. So I didn't know what she was going to henshin into. I was like, are they going to do an evil Kiramager? Are they going to, like, maybe do a twist on evil Caramel Silver? But no, she transformed into a 90s Sentai villain. But it turns out she's like the secretary of the main emperor, as the new emperor. So she's the secretary of the actual emperor of the whole empire, which I completely didn't even think about that and kind of forgot about it, because Kiramagers had a, you know, a good amount going on that's kept me engaged with Garza and all the other storylines. So I forgot that there's like a big boss above Garza, because Garza's just like a turned henchman. Not a henchman, but you know, he's like a Vader type. He got turned to the dark side. So I forgot that he's not the big bad. And she's basically describing to them that the reason she was interested in that area was that they're going to like place these explosives at all these junctures and open a portal to the Udon world to let a flood of enemies in. And so what I liked about this episode was not only was it a good episode that set up this next arc and set up new villains like this girl and the idea of the Emperor, which will probably show up eventually, but I liked that it took me by surprise, because I thought it was going to kind of be this mini arc about them searching for the stones and then the stuff with the Phoenix, and then it turned out to be a lot bigger. So it was really enjoyable, and it's nice to change things up a bit by adding in some new villain dynamics, both now and setting it up for the future. So yeah, I really like this episode. I would give it an 8. What did you guys think of this episode? What do you think of the new villain and the new villain setups? Let me know in the comments as always. Until next time, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and climb the steps and ring that bell so you can get notifications for my videos. Dawson Rider, signing out.